All right, everybody, what's going on? I'm back with another video, and this is an update to this whole Coppa situation. So, because I know a few people are pretty much freaked out about the situation. Don't get me wrong, I'm one of them too. I actually had plans on taking things down from my channel. There are some videos I may continue to take down just for precautionary measures, but there's been a lot of information that's been put out within the last couple of days that I want to share with you guys. Now, here with the YouTube creators is the site that I'm showing, and since all the stuff that I talked about in the previous video and also on the Framerates Podcast, things have changed, and most of the stuff is for the better. It gives us more clarity. Everything's not as cut and dry as it's been put out to be. So we're just gonna get right into it. YouTube creators put out another I guess they put out a post basically saying what they expect, what the FTC is doing, and basically what has been updated based on what has been put out there in the beginning. Basically, we're going to go into it and see what this says. It says, we've seen a lot of questions around exactly what is made for kids content and if your content is directed to children. Today, the FTC has released more information to help YouTube creators decide if their content is made for kids or not. And the website is right here. I have the website up here. It says YouTube channel owners, is your content directed towards children. We're going to get into that shortly, but that's basically the link that they're referring to. Couple of things that they wanted to highlight within that website, which we will look at in a few seconds. Basically, what it was saying is, what if children watch a video that's not meant for kids? And it says, YouTube saying it right here. According to the FTC, your content isn't considered directed to children just because some children may see it. Now, that's how my video is. My videos are like that. They're not directed towards children, but some children may see it because of the video games that we talk about. So it does alleviate some pressure off of what we're doing at the First and Framerates Podcast. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm still not putting up any more gameplay. Any more live streams. All that stuff is going to Twitch. I don't know if it'll, alleviate the situation, but at the end of the day, I just feel more comfortable putting stuff on a platform that is strictly geared towards video games as far as actual gameplay. Now, us talking about games, I still probably continue to stay here on YouTube because the whole format does not even look like it's geared towards kids. So based on what this says, it looks like that's what it's going to be. But I'm going to continue. Now, if you go to the website up here, and it says, I'm trying to see where it is. It says right here, this is the FTC website clearly saying, it says, to be clear, your content isn't considered directed to children just because some children may see it. However, if your attendant audience is kids under 13, you're covered by Coppa, which means covered by Coppa doesn't mean saved. That means you have to comply with Coppa. Covered by Coppa, this term right here, do not get it twisted. This term right here, covered by Coppa, means you have to comply with Coppa. So just always remember that when you're reading this stuff on this website. Covered by Coppa means you have to comply. Nevertheless, let's go back to this. Now, another important one, is animated content considered made for kids? According to the FTC, just because your video has bright colors or animated characters doesn't mean that you're automatically covered by Coppa/made for kids. While many animated shows are directed to kids, the FTC, this is very important right here, the FTC recognizes that there can be animated programming that appeals to everyone. Let me read that part again. The FTC recognizes there can be animated programming that appeals to everyone. Now, if you decide to stay on this platform and live stream, you may be okay based on what the FTC is saying. I'm not doing it. I'm going to Twitch as far as my animated stuff, video games, whatever the case may be. Now, with the actual podcast, I can see myself continue to stay on here, just like I said, because of this update. Now, let's go back to the website. Let me see if I can find it. It is, oh goodness. I saw it earlier and I cannot find it. Here it is. Second, just because your video has bright colors or animated characters doesn't mean you're automatically covered by Coppa. Once again, covered by Coppa means automatically has to be in compliance with Coppa. That means you have to comply. But like I said, so let's continue the rest of this paragraph. Right here it says, while many animated shows are directed to kids, the FTC recognizes there can be animated programming that appeals to everyone. I'm going to read that last part again. It's very important. The FTC recognizes that there can be animated programming that appeals to everyone. Like I said, if you want to do live streams, continue to do them on YouTube. With this, what the FTC themselves are saying, we may be okay. I'm not doing it. Here's some tips from the FTC. It might help how others view your content and content similar to yours. Has your channel been reviewed on sites that evaluate content for kids? Is your channel or channels like yours mentioned in blogs for parents or young children or media articles about children-directed content? Have you surveyed you or your users, or is there other empirical evidence about the age of your audience? Now, I mean, that's basically saying, do you know your channel? That's all that is saying right there. Me personally, if you know your channel, you should know that it's not geared towards kids. So, just look at some stuff that you put out there and make sure that you're not necessarily gearing towards kids or something that may be misconstrued. As for me, I know I'm not. It's just that I know I'm just not taking any chances as far as the animated stuff. They say it's cool. I'm still going to go to Twitch. I think I even said this before. I already said I was probably going to go to Twitch anyway. So, yeah, I mean, the podcast probably just going to stay here. But the animated stuff, the video game stuff, the actual video gameplay stuff, it's probably not going to be on here. Another thing that I know that this is pretty much the entire this is pretty much the entire post that YouTube creators put out. Very good information at the end of the day. I highly recommend you read it. I'll put the link down in the description. Also down in the description, I will put where you can go voice your opinion. Tell them about how you feel about it. You have until December 9th to talk about that. And like I said, I think that is actually very vital information that they just put out here a couple days ago. Now, this is another thing that I want to talk about before I finish up. It says right here, finally, if you have applied factors listed in the Coppa rule and wonder if your content is directed to children, it might help to consider how others view your channel similar to yours. Has your channel been reviewed on sites? And it's basically what I just said on the other one. Right here. I mean, they basically go back and forth on what they're saying. Same thing. Is your channel like yours mentioned in blogs for parents, young children, and the same thing, empirical evidence about the audience and your age. It's just basic stuff like that. Also, what you may want to do is up here in the third part of the complaint, this is what I really wanted to say beforehand. The complaint in the YouTube case offers some examples of the FTC of channels FTC considered to be directed towards children. For example, many content creators explicitly in the About section. Let me cut that off real quick. Let's see. Okay, it's explicitly stated in the About section of their YouTube channel that their intended audience was for children under 13. Now, in the About section of your YouTube channel, this is easy stuff right here. Like on mine, the first and frame rates right here. This is the About section. My channel basically says this channel consists of the First and Frame Rates podcast and gaming content. We give you honest thoughts on sports and sports gaming. Just simple stuff. Now, for me, I may take the gaming content out because I'm not going to have gaming content in it. On this channel further, all that stuff is going to Twitch, like I said. But nevertheless, check your About, part of your channel. If you have a channel, you might want to change it if it has anything misconstrued, thinking that it has something to do with kids or whatever the case may be. You might want to check that out. So, you just don't want to come off as being out of compliance, because you just don't want them to come after you. So it's just something to really look into and something to think about. So, other than that, one more thing, I guess I can talk about this as well. What are the possible penalties? The big thing about the rule saying about $42,000 per violation, $42,000 plus. But the FTC considers a number of factors in determining the appropriate amount, including financial condition and the impact of the penalty could have on the ability to stay in business. Now, I'm not making much money on YouTube at all, if any. I made very little money on YouTube. I doubt if I ever get fined anyway, but if you do get fined, it will be based off your income and your situation. Everybody's not going to be, fined 42 grand. It's just not going to work that way. So, like I said, it'd be crazy for them to do that. But we're talking about the government, but at least they are trying to be a little more, they're working with us to try to get things together so it won't seem so irrational, and it'll help us out in the long run as far as how we should conduct our channel. Now, this is one thing I said. The link is down in the description for the feedback side of this whole thing. And I know I said one more time, but plenty of times, but it's just a lot of information, so I do apologize. It says, isn't the FTC taking another look at the Coppa rule? Yes, the FTC is currently evaluating the rule in light of rapid changes in technology. So many things going on with how you upload videos, live stream videos, put stuff out there. So with the changes, they are taking another look. If you'd like to comment on the effectiveness of Coppa rule and whether changes are needed, the FTC has extended the comment deadline to December 9th, 2019. As of this recording of this video is November 24th. You have until December 9th. So, like I said, that link is down in the description. You can go and check that out. Put a comment in the place where it says make a comment. I know it's over 100,000 comments, so there's a lot of people out there really looking into this stuff. So I highly recommend you do that if you have any questions. I don't have anything else. I'm good. I just hope I got everything out there that's needed to be. I know it was way more long-winded than I thought it'd be. It's actually longer than the first video that I did about Coppa. I think it is. I don't know. But nevertheless, I just wanted to put the information out there. You guys need to know what's going on, and is it viable to continue to be on YouTube? As of right now, I think it's okay. But for me, I'm just taking the precautionary to not to put the gameplay side up. But based on what this says, we may still be okay as long as we're not literally, like, deliberately targeting kids under 13. And most of the people that I know on YouTube that I watch, and people who watch this channel, and people that I talk to within in our little circle of YouTube creators, they're not really, out there looking for those type of kids people are under that age. So I hope you guys understand, what all this is about. I hope you guys take it and try to get and continue to try to make more changes to your channel if need be. And I'll just see you guys next time. Tuesdays and Thursdays, First and Framerates Podcast. You can also check out my Twitch channel. All that stuff is down in the description, as well with this FTC stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I see you guys next time. Peace.